Welcome to a new video and a new camera comparison. This time around the Xiaomi 13 Pro versus the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. So let's get started. So here we have the two camera flagship phones from Xiaomi and Vivo, both featuring the IMX989 sensor, 1-inch telezoom, two telezoom cameras on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, 2x telezoom portrait lens and 3.5 times, and we have a 3.2 times zoom lens on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. And then of course also an ultra wide angle here where the Vivo is a bit wider. And then of course we have also some front facing camera shooters here, both only featuring full HD for video, but are they any good for photos? So this is the front facing video of the Vivo X90 Pro Plus and 1080p and full HD. 30 frames per second, as you can see here, but we have, well, I think semi-nice HDR because the sun is now in the background and you can see that it has some blue there in the sky, so it's working nicely. I had to redo this test a few times because the Vivo got like 2 major camera updates, so this is why there's a delay for this video, and I think also the Xiaomi got a camera update, so yeah. But nevertheless a good timing because we have warm weather, even though it's a bit windy, as you might see from my hair. But yeah, what do you think about the stabilization, colors and so on here in the front-facing camera of the Vivo? And now the front-facing camera of the Xiaomi 13 Pro. What do you think about this one here? I think it has less HDR. We have overblown sky there in the background. How are the colors and stabilization? I think that sound should be fine as well. It's a bit windy here. Maybe you have some stutters here and there. But nevertheless, this is the front-facing video on the Xiaomi 13. I think front-facing video is not the best on either of both, especially for a super flagship phone like this or like those. It is not so great to have only full HD. But what do you think about the quality here? And now the highlight of the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, the 1-inch sized sensor, type 1-inch sized sensor that has very nice bokeh, and they improved the video quality with the second camera update that I got, especially for 4K 60. So I'm recording here 4K 30 frames per second, and it can go up to I think 8K 24, something like this. So yeah, it's also very cool indeed. What do you think about the quality here of the Vivo X90 Pro Plus? And of course, during recording 4K 30, you can also switch to the ultra wide angle. So let's do this. We have a slider there and we are at the ultra wide angle. What do you think about this one here? 4K 30 without an issue on the ultra wide angle. How is HDR and how are the colors and the stabilization? And if you want to, we can also zoom in on something. So let's try to zoom in on my towers of choice here. It's a bit windy. So we can zoom in here 2 times, it switched lenses. And then 3.5 times it switched lenses as well. I think it should have switched lenses now. And we are now at 10 times maximum zoom ratio. And yeah, what do you think about this one here? I think it should be able to switch lenses. Let me go back to check again, because this was an issue with Vivo, but I think they fixed it with the with 2 updates ago. So I think it should switch lenses now. Not sure, otherwise I go to maximum zoom and we try again. And now the highlight of the Xiaomi 13 Pro, the 1-inch type sensor here. Sun is still out there. The background blur is probably not so pronounced as on the Vivo, and this has something to do with the aperture, because on the Vivo we have a larger aperture that we don't have on the Xiaomi. Xiaomi has f1.9 and I think the Vivo has f1.6 if I'm not completely mistaken, something like this. So there's a difference, of course. What do you think about the color, stabilization and so on here on the main lens? Of course, 4K 30, I can record up to 8K 24 frames per second, and house stabilization and HDR. Let's switch to the ultra wide angle. This is one of the weakest ultra wide angle cameras on a super flagship, I would say, but still doing okay in terms of video. What do you think? At least it's better than the 12S Ultra that had like a huge color shift in the ultra wide angle. And this one is doing, I think, a little bit better. What do you think about this in comparison to the Vivo X90 Pro Plus? And of course, what we want to do is as well do a zoom test on my favorite towers there. There we can see it from the ultra wide angle. We start zooming. And what I notice is we have a very cool and smooth zooming. So we are now at 3.2 times. You can see how gently it's switching the lenses, and we go up to even 15 times zoom here, and it's pretty stable as well. Which one is better in terms of zooming? What do you think? I think the smooth zooming I like on the Xiaomi a lot because it's really, really smooth. Has something to do, of course, not switching so much lenses there. It just switched lenses, I think. Now we are at the main camera and at the ultra wide angle. Very, very cool. What do you think?
We start off with the photos on the left, always the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, on the right always the Xiaomi 13 Pro, and I took every shot on the Vivo with the size color mode because it's so natural. On the Xiaomi I'm switching back and forth, but most of the time I was using Leica Authentic. So we start with the nighttime. Nighttime, do we see much of a difference IMX989 versus IMX99? The only difference that you can see on Xiaomi 13 Pro is if you choose the Leica Vibrant mode like I did here, you get a brighter picture. When it comes to detail levels, I think the Vivo is doing quite a little bit of better job. You can see a little bit more details here on the side. Just ignore the light here because it was changing. But when it comes to the other side here, you can also see that there's a bit of more details here. Slightly more details on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, but it could be also due to a little bit more sharpening applied. When it comes to the zoom lens, very, very interesting because the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, I'm not sure if it's using really the 3.5 times zoom that it shows here because it's a very blurry image and you cannot see much here. On the Xiaomi 13 Pro, it was using the 3.2 times zoom, and you can see how much sharper this appears here. So in nighttime zoom photography, the Xiaomi definitely wins. This, by the way, was shot also in a Leica Vibrant. And when it comes to the ultra wide angle, the Xiaomi 13 Pro loses completely. The Vivo X90 Pro Plus has enough exposure here that it's like almost daytime shot or like dim lit situation shot, where the Xiaomi 13 Pro is more realistic for sure because you did not see much. And this is exactly what I saw with my naked eye. But you can also see that the Vivo X90 Pro Plus is not really sharp there. Is this a bit sharper here on the Xiaomi 13 Pro? I doubt it. So forget about the ultra wide angle in dark situations. Now neon lights, I know I don't have a city here with neon lights, at least not very close by, so I could go out and shoot them, but I wanted to shoot something here just to show you the HDR and the effect with this. I think it's overexposing here on the Vivo. It is much more overexposing here on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. We can see the details are a little bit more preserved on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Win for the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Also here, definitely a win for the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Same light situation, and just look at the text here. Look at the box, look at the text. It's wishy-washy on Xiaomi 13 Pro, and it's very clear on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Definitely a win for the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. And when it comes to selfies, forget about the selfies. Forget about the selfies in night on both. They're both grainy, and in this tricky situation, both fail. For some reason, the Xiaomi decided half my face to have a different white balance. And the Vivo X90 Pro Plus thought I belong to Madame Tussauds, because look at my waxy skin that is just simply, and processing on my, it's too heavy processed on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. I'm not sure what's going on. I had everything turned off when it comes to this processing, as you will see in the daylight shots as well. So just forget about this. Then it comes portrait shots. Yeah, Easter time. No one volunteered from my family members to be here on the YouTube channel, so I took those Easter bunnies here, and they are volunteering. This is 2 times portrait lens. This is the 3.2 times portrait lens, and this is in Leica Vibrant mode on the Xiaomi 13 Pro and size color natural here on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. What you can see here is, I think there's a bit of more sharpness going on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Also the colors, it's a little bit overexposed on the Xiaomi 13 Pro, a little bit unsharp still. We can see that this is a little bit sharper here, especially also this little rabbit here in front, and you can see a bit of processing going on both here, but I think that the Vivo is doing a slightly better job. When it comes to 3.5 versus 3.5, you can see how much the Vivo changed for some reason its color tone. Like look at the egg here in the background, this is the real color of the egg, and it's getting too bright, too yellowish, and I'm not sure what was going on here. Here I would say it's like neck to neck, and I give the Xiaomi 13 Pro a slight edge. So 3.5 times zoom lens for portraits, the 3.2 times zoom lens from Xiaomi is better for portraits. The one-time zoom lens, just to show you the difference here, also it's like a vibrant here on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. You can see it's not so vibrant. I thought it would be much more vibrant than the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, but yeah, it is not. You have a bit of darker color on the Vivo, a bit of more brightened up color on the Xiaomi, but that's it. There's not much of a difference here. The only difference that you will see is like bokeh in the background, but it's like very, very slight in indoor situation. And yeah, the aperture is bigger, larger on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus than on Xiaomi, so it should produce a little bit better bokeh, but in general, both are doing a fine job. This one was shot with the Leica Authentic mode on the Xiaomi 13 Pro because we see much more contrasty, darker kind of colors, and we have a little of brighter spot here, and we have this slight vignetting going on as well. And when it comes to like the differences here in terms of sharpness and so on, I think maybe a little bit, I think both doing a good job in terms of sharpening applied, a little bit too heavy on both, a bit artificial. There's a bit of overexposure going on in the Xiaomi for sure, where the Vivo is keeping it up a little bit better. Colors of the green grass, it's a bit darkish on the Xiaomi for sure. The Vivo is capturing it a little bit better there, but I think both are doing a fine job. And yeah, if you raise the exposure slightly here on the green grass on the Xiaomi, if it would have better HDR, I think like Authentic would work very nicely. When it comes to macro shots, both doing a very good job, as you can see, get very close. But the Xiaomi 30 Pro, I don't have to go too close because I'm using the telezoom lens for getting this. This is why you have this blurry background, because it's natural background blur. When I zoom in, it's still holding up very good on the Vivo, but it's no comparison to the Xiaomi 13 Pro. In macro mode, Xiaomi 13 Pro kills it. It just kills it. Even the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Even if I get closer, I can even get closer on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. You can see the colors are more realistic. It's a bit too bright here on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Here it's a bit maybe too shadowy, maybe a bit too much orangey kind of color. But the details, look at the details. It's just look at it. It's a night and day difference. Xiaomi wins no matter how the color fuck up. They win. Xiaomi 13 Pro, Leica Authentic, Leica Vibrant actually, and Vivo X90 Pro Plus, it's normal mode with size colors enabled. You can see both doing a fine job. Interestingly enough, we have a bit more bluish kind of color here, where I thought the Vibrant should add a bit more vibrancy here. It's not adding a bit more vibrancy here. Actually, it's a bit overexposed, where this is also a bit overexposed. Yeah, where's the difference? This is a bit softer. This is a bit more sharpening applied here on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus for sure, especially on the green grass. You can see it as well. It looks a bit softer on the Xiaomi 13 Pro, a bit more natural, and Vivo is applying a bit, maybe a bit too much sharpening there. Then I took this same shot with the Leica Authentic. You can see how much of a difference it is, how much more contrast it's adding, but also how much more realistic and close by the blues get to the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. It's getting very close, and the only thing that I really would like is like maybe slightly bit the contrast higher on, or add another natural mode Xiaomi that we can choose. Then this would be perfect. Otherwise, both doing a very fine job. And this is the zoom lens again. I have this weird kind of 3.5 times zoom pattern going on here that I don't see on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. Both doing a fine job. You can see that we have a bit of brighter and more realistic colors on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus because it was warmer. The Xiaomi always tends to do a little bit of cooler pictures, but both nice blurry background that is natural. Very nice. Here with the main lens, you can see the difference of the larger aperture again, where it's a bit more busy on the Xiaomi 13 Pro, but the Easter egg itself is like very comparable. Not much of a difference. Maybe slightly brighter here on the Xiaomi with its Leica Vibrant mode. Then we come to another shot here. I tried experimenting with something that is called, some zoom shots, that is called the Leica Natural mode, what's Leica natural mode? We have Leica vibrant, we have Leica authentic. We can choose in pro mode also a color filter on top of them, and one of them is called Leica natural. So I was checking it out to see if we see a difference. This is the ultra wide angle. What we can see here is both very, very good. And this ultra wide angle, I don't see much of a difference, maybe slightly softer here on the Vivo, but therefore on the other side here, this is a bit soft, where the Vivo has it a bit sharper. So we are both very, very comparable in terms of colors. So very, very interesting that we have almost the same kind of colors. 10 times zoom, also like a vibrant now here. You can see the yellow is a bit more vibrant than here on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Both are doing a fine job. I think the Vivo has a bit more sharpening applied, appears to be a bit sharper, where here it's a bit softer on the Xiaomi. Also, it's a bit zoomed out. Both were at 10 times zoom here, where I took the photo, and you can see, yeah, especially here, you can see how much sharpening there's applied on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, where the Xiaomi keeps it a bit more real, but it's a bit soft for sure. And selfies are also very good. I like the Vivo X90 Pro Plus here a bit better, because the Xiaomi, for some reason, this applying beautification effect that is getting rid not of my wrinkles but of my shadows and make my skin a little bit brighter, is messing with the clouds somehow. I'm not sure what was wrong there, but as you can see, the clouds did not look like this. And the same goes for the rest here. It looks like some kind of filter enabled, which I don't like on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. Sometimes it can work, but this time, no, it didn't work. And here we can see also another Leica natural, this time applied on the Leica authentic mode to see if we get natural colors. And I think they nailed it. It's a bit warmer kind of here than even the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. The detail levels are both fine. I think even a little bit more details here on the Xiaomi 13 Pro. But look at the green grass. Here it's a bit too punchy on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, where the Xiaomi with its Leica natural on top of the Leica authentic is doing a much, much better job when it comes to this kind of color. Also the green grass here in the front, it's a bit too punchy on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. So I think it's not desaturated. I think the Xiaomi is doing a better job there when it comes to accuracy. But it's not only about accuracy. Sometimes you want to have the feeling of the day also in this shot. And here I think the Xiaomi failed, because it was sunny. The yellow sun was shining, and the Vivo is doing it better here. Here you have the feeling of the yellow sun shining on this flower, where on the Xiaomi it could be even, cloudy day, because it's so blue. Again, we have a bit of this color pattern here at 3.5 times zoom on the Vivo for some reason. I'm not sure, not color pattern, it's just a bit of a pattern of the sensor or what I see here. I'm not sure where this is coming from. And again, I think the Xiaomi has a bit of better 3.2 times, like with the foreground blur, and then here the rest is sharp. It looks just like a little bit more camera-like, but the colors are just much better on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus in this case. And here again, another test with the Leica vibrant mode and then Leica natural selected in pro mode as color filter on top, and both very fine. But I think also here again, I think a bit less sharpening, a little bit less punch on the Vivo would give it a little bit more realistic colors here. The bluish kind of way of the Xiaomi 13 Pro with the vibrant mode is toning it a little bit down. But yeah, what do you think? Which one you like better? I think the Vivo is portraying a little bit better the feeling of the day, where the Xiaomi 13 Pro is a bit more authentic. And by the way, talking about authentic, this is the authentic mode with the Leica natural. Again, this time around, I would say it's a bit too desaturated. It's just like, it is more realistic, no, not so much sharpening applied. But I would personally raise a little bit the shadows here, and would add a little bit more punch, vibrancy to the colors, especially here to make the green grass stand out a little bit more. Otherwise, we have a warmer kind of look for sure. But especially here in the clouds, you can see it. It's a bit too desaturated on the Xiaomi 13 Pro for my taste. I like the Leica colors, and I like it for portraits and for certain shots. But this shots where it's sunny and blue always misses. And now I took a shot with the 50 megapixels on both, and you can see the same kind of story. For some reason, Xiaomi's 50 megapixel image is looking just like the vibrant modes that we saw before, very cooled down, and I don't know why. It's not so vibrant for sure, and you can see how much heavily sharpening there's applied on the Vivo in comparison. to the also very heavy sharpening on the Xiaomi already. But it's just simply, look at this. It appears to be sharp on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, but it's heavy sharpening that is applied. It's not so much heavily applied on the Xiaomi. Look at this tree here, on the bush here, and look in between the bush, and just look, it's a bit too much on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus. Xiaomi 13 Pro is doing much better there. Otherwise detail level, we can see a slight difference here. I think the lens and the aperture are playing a role. The Xiaomi 13 Pro has a bit more details and sharper here on the edges, where it's a lot softer on the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, even though I like the warmer color tone here that the Vivo definitely has. And Xiaomi is just too bluish. And then last but not least, selfie. I just want to show you the typical selfie and portrait mode here. What you can see it's not artificially beautifying me here in the selfie on the Vivo, and it is doing a little bit of skin making warmer kind of yellowish face on the Xiaomi 13 Pro and overexposing the whole background. Here the Vivo X90 Pro Plus with its better HDR wins as well, even though I think it's a bit too cool. And maybe Xiaomi should add like a more natural kind of look for selfies and the more beautified look, but they definitely have to fix the HDR for selfies. Even Sony devices that were notoriously bad for selfies are running loops around the Xiaomi 13 Pro here in terms of selfie performance. So that's it for the photos.
So we are at the end of this camera comparison between the Vivo X90 Pro Plus and the Xiaomi 13 Pro. So which one is the clear winner for you? I really like the Xiaomi 13 Pro's capabilities for macro photography, because this telezoom lens is really great and awesome, especially if you want to take macros. Also for portraits, I think it is pretty good, but what I would wish for Xiaomi to include is more of a natural kind of skin tone and natural kind of color reproduction, which you don't get with like Authentic too much because of the raised contrast. So something that would be reminiscing the Vivo X90 Pro Plus's size mode, that is working much better when it comes to reproducing the colors nice and softly. On the other hand, sometimes the Vivo can look a little bit blunt, a little bit colorless and lifeless, especially if you are in spring and want to pronounce the colors and so on. The Vivo with its vibrant mode is doing a pretty nice job, and you can tame it down a little bit with its natural color filter that you can put on top. So what do you think? Which one is your favorite? My favorite is still the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, that I think is winning in this comparison, especially with its larger aperture and the main camera producing a seemingly better bokeh here for sure. Otherwise, they're very close and very good smartphones when it comes to super flagship camera phones, except the selfies, because 4K selfies on the front would be something indeed that super flagships have to have in this day and age. But with the front-facing shooters, I'm not so happy, especially overblown highlights on the Xiaomi. The Vivo is taming it much better, but still autofocus would be very nice, and it's very grainy when you're coming to low light situations. So I really prefer them to update their selfie cams next time. Otherwise, great setup here. Tend towards the Vivo a little bit more. What do you think? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.